Okay, so we are live, ideally, and there it is. Excellent. All right, so all of my wonderful people out there in virtual land, please let me know when you can see and hear me, and we will get going. And also, as you come on, if you hear me, you might want to get a pen and a piece of paper because we've all been given that here. I think we have an assignment from our practitioner of the day. Very exciting. We'll see what that is. And I know my talk has us doing a little assignment, but we can do that during the week. And Marky, you are the winner. All right. So let me know for what you would like me to do spiritual mind work, and I will do that. And by the way, all of you out there and here, only one person last week requested treatment work. And I said, every single one of you, including me, needs to request treatment to deal with one of those 4 core emotions. And I will admit, I did not do it either. So what is that about?
We're exonerated then.
We're in it too, like the track's light, but I'm just saying. All right, so David, good morning. You are number 2, and you also get spiritual work if you would like me to do that for you. So just let me know. You know how to reach me. All right, and Tina, good morning. Yes, and you can, after the talk is over, you can go back and listen to the beginning because you know what that's about. All right, so it's time for me to do a spiritual mind treatment for us. So this word is being spoken for each one. And if there's anyone in your heart that you would like to have included, or anyone outside of your heart that you would like to have included, or any place on the planet, any situation, just think of the name now and realize that this infinite mind of God knows about what you are talking, and the mind of God is there, and it is thinking its perfect thoughts. So I do this spiritual mind treatment to demonstrate a change in our conditions. So, there is one life, and that life is all. This universe and everything in it is this life. Anything that can be imagined is this one life. That's the definition of this one life that I recognize right now. And this one life is infinite, eternal. It creates time and space through which it expresses and extends itself and makes itself visible, makes itself able to relate within itself. But this life is all that is visible, invisible, and also that this life is that which is causing, creating it all. That which is creating time and space. It is the law of creation. It is every quality, the substance that is present in anything, and that substance that is present in everything. This one life is truly a great and glorious life. It is infinitely intelligent. It is amazingly beautiful, expressing itself in balance and in harmony. Its qualities of peace and joy and love reign throughout. These qualities of the divine are taking form in every created thing, including an atom. Somehow an atom is created using the substance of love and peace and joy. And the tree and the creatures and the people, and even those entities created by people, business, technology, banks, commerce, stores, money, all these created things are still created out of the substance of this one life. And so right there in a wire is the presence of love and peace and joy. In anything, in anyone, the presence of love, peace, and joy is expressing. And this recognition of the presence of love, peace, and joy demonstrates as a greater expression of these qualities that have been named and recognized have a greater ease and freedom to express in anything. So each one and each thing that is held in consciousness right now by anyone is now expanded in its expression of love and peace and joy. Because these qualities are there, and that which is seen becomes visible. And that seeing is that divine quality of light. And so that each one is seeing that which is present, perhaps on the relative world invisibly so, but it is recognized that it is there, and this recognition makes it visible, makes it more visible. And so right now, whatever is in anyone's heart is now recognized as being a quality of love and peace and joy, desiring to express in a greater way. And so this acceptance that these are the qualities, of that this presence of substance is there, this recognition demonstrates as an increase of these and all divine qualities. And so wherever there had seemingly been lack, there is now a fulfillment, an abundance of the divine quality that had not been seen before, but it is there. And each one is now recognizing these divine qualities: life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, harmony, joy. In recognizing these qualities, each one is expanded in experiencing these qualities. And so these qualities do show up as greater health and vitality, greater harmony in the functioning of each one's earthly body, and every system, every organ, every cell, every aspect of assimilation, circulation, and elimination. All of this is the presence of love and peace and joy harmoniously expressing itself. So each one is vitalized and healthier than ever before recognized. And this recognition is expanded in every area of life. Each and every relationship of each one is sweetened and experiencing an increase of love and peace and joy. Each one's own sense of being these qualities, being made up of these qualities and given the gift of these qualities, demonstrates as each one being these qualities of love and peace and joy. Each one is accepting and owning these qualities. Each one is able to say with full consciousness agreement, consciously and subjectively, I am love. I am peace. I am joy. Each one is able to own these divine qualities that exist within them and accept that this is just the thing that life does, and that there is no need to earn it or deserve it. It is a gift. It is there, and each one is able to recognize it and claim it and own it and embody it and enjoy it and allow it free expression, free circulation within them, so that each one is knowing that he or she is a divine creation, and as such contains all the qualities of the divine, and that there's nothing that anyone need to do in order to get it. The gift of life and all that it is has been given. And so that which life is the experience of each one. The expanded acceptance and claiming of these divine qualities manifests as greater health and vitality, greater freedom and ease, greater strength and flexibility, greater balance and poise, greater love and harmony and peaceful and joyous emotions, a greater capacity to give and receive and enjoy love, a greater ability to appreciate each and every person in his or her world, and even an expanded appreciation of enjoying every creature, every little thing for the gift that it is. And to appreciate everything that each one has in his or her world, and to use it, and value it, and appreciate it, and play with it, and enjoy it, and marvel at its workings. And with all this, this life supports itself. It supports its creation, and each one is its highest creation, and therefore each one is fully supported and accepts that support. And that which has brought each one this far brings each one the rest of the way. And just because each one is expanded in owning, recognizing, and allowing these qualities to be, each one is automatically expanded in experiencing support. Tangible support, physical support, monetary support. Each one is expanded in receiving the blessings. Good and more good, right? Is each one claiming it, and each one's expanded capacity to receive it. And this is just the way it is. So all belief in lack of being not good enough, all belief in unworthiness, all diminishing oneself, and all habits of over or under earning, of over or under giving, all habits of pushing away the good, all blockage to the good, all stupid beliefs of the human race that causes one to reject the good or to trivialize the good or to try to control the good, as well as any and all habit or behavior of self-punishment, self-doubt, as well as guilt and shame. It's all by this word. Erased, vanished, gone. Each one is free of it all, so that the beautiful qualities of love, peace, and joy are circulating freely and easily, and each one is just a sizzle with the zeal of life itself, and just enjoying being the spirit of life expressing in a unique way right here, right now, now and forever. This is only the beginning of all the goodness that each one is going to be experiencing. This is just the beginning from which each one expands in infinite directions, good and all around, 360 degrees from within to without, from without to within, from up and below, from side to side. This is the good. All good is each one's. All because of this expanded recognition of the all good that is already present. I am grateful that this is the truth. I release this word to God's law. I know this expanded acceptance of goodness is done. It is the consciousness of each one, and I am grateful that it is so. I let this word go, and together we claim it by saying, and so it is. And that's the way it is. All right. Good morning, Meryl and Debbie and Deja. All right. Okay, let's go forward. Reverend Rich, take us away.
Different opening song. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening.
And so with conscious awareness of what's in our heart, let's open to that which is in our heart being fulfilled this day. So whether it's an answer, a healing, a demonstration, whether it's forgiveness or peace, a quality of God, or just guidance, whether it's the divine truth that sets you free forever of any false belief, whatever that is, open to the possibility and the probability that it shall be fulfilled, and so it is.
Open myself, sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. Open myself, sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening, I'm opening.
I'm sorry, I was in it. Boy, I feel like I've been scrubbed. You know, I mean, just scrub. Hi! Welcome. I'm Regina Quins, one of the practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. Reverend Karen, thank you so much for that opening meditation treatment. I really appreciate it. Reverend Rich, I open myself in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. So, are we done? We're done, right? No, there's more to do. But thank you. It's just lovely. It's just lovely. I'm going to mention a couple of things because Susan sent me an announcement. Okay, here we are. Susan, we invite you to join us on our 4th annual Giving Tree event on Sunday, December the 11th. Beginning at 10:30, there will be contemplation, meditation, discussion, music, and activities that center on the law of circulation. Afterwards, enjoy food and the blessings that the Giving Tree has to offer, gifts for you to enjoy. This event will not be broadcast. However, Reverend Karen will post a live talk for all to watch. If you would like to contribute food for this special day, please contact Susan Neat. And there's also a peace ceremony that's going to happen on December 31st.
Yep.
I think the Zoom room opens at 6:45.
Right, 7 a.m. our time it starts.
Right, and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it starts. So there's more information about that. There will be on our website. So join us for that event too. All right. So, I mean, after your treatment, I wrote down expansion of experience, because that I heard a lot. Of God qualities. My mind went to Christ consciousness building. Expanded acceptance of goodness. And then, of course, the song, I open myself in sweet surrender. Okay. So, you can see I'm just emotionally up there right now. But before I even tell you what I want to tell you, I just want you to know we are a loving, healing, and inclusive community which teaches and practices the principles of science of mind for the well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and the world. Key words there, spiritual growth. We are about consciousness building. In the December Science of Mind magazine, there is a statement: I activate the prosperity, the health, the perfection of life already within me and allow it to come forth and bear fruit of my desire. So I just want to briefly, as brief as I am, briefly mention some things to you. In the December Science of Mind magazine, there's usually an article by Ernest Holmes, and it has a lot to do with what Jesus presented as a model and statements, for us to help build our consciousness. And so this December 2022, he calls it How to Celebrate Christmas, Living from Christ Consciousness. I don't know how we can pound that into you or pound it into ourselves. Christ consciousness. So what happened with me was I was thinking about how have I measured up to the letter I put in the box for at 2021, at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022. And for 2023, am I going to write the same things? How is that measured? And if it's the same thing, what can I change? Or what needs to be changed so that the fulfillment that Reverend Karen talked about in her opening treatment is experienced, that experiencing of those God qualities. What's going to change so the outcome changes, right? So that's what we're about, consciousness. So let me I think I wrote it down. I did. I'm really good, but I'm just really up right now. So what he says in the magazine, or in this article, he talks about the relationship of the individual to the universal, or of man to God. That's what you're building, your relationship. There is a relationship of the individual to the universal. And the law of correspondence. It is done unto us as we believe. It can only give as we believe. So think about your fulfillment, and then think about your belief. Is there a little adjustment you could do right there? As I think of the letter, I already mentioned that. Well, I'll say it anyway. As I think of the letter practitioners have been praying over for the past year, filled with our desires, however, cloaked by our beliefs. How have we measured up to what we wrote down? As we prepare to write our 2023 letter, my recommendation to all of us is like Holmes states in the article. Go within, close the door, get quiet, then make known your request, believing you shall receive. Be sure that your approach to it, and that's a it with a capital I, is one of acceptance. So that's your homework for this month. This is Advent. This is Christ consciousness building time. we're working on that adjustment, whatever we need to adjust to produce, to allow spirit to produce the fulfillment that is our heart's desire. So enjoy. It's an adventure. Namaste. Oh, sorry, I didn't look at you.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in love. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my day gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in joy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in peace. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Stephanie Lockenauer, and I'm a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Princeton. And I'm so excited to be here today. I mean, I am every time I come, but I'm just so excited because I have been thinking so much about joy lately. That has been one of my words, my qualities of the divine that I've been thinking about. And I think sometimes for me, I forget that joy is a spiritual quality and that there is something spiritual about that. Sometimes I think about being spiritual as meditating or just like sitting and really feeling that connection, but being in those moments of joy is a spiritual practice itself. And so I've been thinking more about that because I don't know if you guys are similar, if you have this in your life, but I get very laser beam focused on the goal. And then I think about the goal and how am I measuring up to the goal? Am I reaching the goal? And then I have self-judgment about how I'm doing with that goal. And that's no longer fun anymore. It's kind of a misery because I'm trudging through it. But when I move forward in joy and enjoying the process and feeling joy in the things that are happening all around my life, life just feels better. So I was reading this book, and I don't even know how I found it. It's one of those things that I somehow checked it out of the library. I did it on a little app, so I don't even know how it showed up or how I knew to find this, but it's called Awakening Your Ikigai. I looked up how to say that, and I hope I'm saying it right. Not like ikigai, like a gross guy, like the Japanese word, ikigai. Just for clarification. How the Japanese wake up to joy and purpose each day. Yes, I would like that. So, what I was reading in here, it says research, so there's 5 parts of it, of Ikigai, and one part is about joy and having small joys in your life. And it says researchers have been investigating a phenomenon called focusing illusion. People tend to regard certain things in life as necessary for happiness, while in fact they aren't. The term focusing illusion comes from the idea that you can be focused on a particular aspect of life, so much so that you can believe that your whole happiness depends on it. Yes, and sometimes for me that happens with certain goals that I set. And then I miss all the magic that's happening because I'm so focused on that one thing. So then I've been thinking, how do I have more joy in my life? And the magnificent Tiffany Peterson, who is one of my favorite life coaches that I follow, she was sharing creating a joy list. Ha ha! That was my spiritual practice. So today, if you've gotten that paper, you can take that out. If not, you can go ahead and get that. We are going to make a joy list so that when we're in that time when we're planning our week ahead, we can schedule in those little things for joy. We can remind ourselves what brings me joy, and we can act on it. So on the top of your paper, you can write joy list. This is your joy list, your personal joy list. And then we'll make columns. So just draw a line down the center. And on one side, we're going to do things that cost nothing. So it's free. So you can write a little dollar sign with an X through it. So the things that are free that bring joy. And the other side, we can put a little dollar sign. These are some things that maybe cost some money. I just find this helpful to know, which things I don't have to plan for. So now we're going to make a list of those things that bring us joy. So for me, the free things, and you can start writing, I'll talk through some of my ideas. So things that bring me joy are going for a walk outside, being in nature. For me, sometimes it's exercise, sometimes. Yoga brings me joy, practicing at home. Having a nice cup of coffee. Calling a friend. Reading a quiet book on like a cozy couch, that brings me joy. And then some of the things that maybe it costs money. Maybe going to an event, a music event, a concert, a nice dinner out. Fresh cut flowers. That little stop at the grocery store to do something fun. A little treat. Extra chocolate. Oh, good, I see the list going. We know what brings us joy. And we'll take a moment to stop here. And I invite you to come back to this list again later, to add on to it, to see what other things you can add that bring you joy, and to put it in a place that you see so that you can remember. And then the next part is super important. So I have a favorite neuroscientist, because that's a thing, to have a favorite one. And mine is Dr. Rick Hansen. And I love him because he talks about joy. And he talks about our brain and how our brain works. And so one of the really cool, easy digestible things is that, according to him, our brain is wired for negativity. And that was to keep us alive, right? So you remember the bad thing so you don't do the bad thing and you don't die. So what we can do is there's something called neuroplasticity, and we can rewire our brains. Obviously, we believe this because we practice this. We rewire ourselves all the time. And one of the things we can do to rewire our brains for positivity is savor the good. So those moments of joy, those good things that are happening, when they happen, or when we put that cup of coffee in front of ourselves, we don't just chug the coffee, we stop and we savor that good. Because as we're doing that, we're aligning with the divine, we're being grateful for that moment, we're feeling the joy of that moment, and it's allowing that to continue, because the more that we do it, the more that is attracted to us. So that's the invitation that I give to you, is to continue to add more joy to your list. And with that, in that joyous state, I'll say a spiritual mind treatment for us. So this word is being spoken for each one here, each one watching. And we are knowing right here, right now, that there is one divine creator, and that creator has created all things. That divine creator has created each one, and has created each one with divine love, with divine joy, with divine purpose. And each one here has placed on each one's hearts things that will bring divine love, divine joy, things that each one wishes for and desires. And those desires and those wishes are known by the divine. And each one's life is moving from joy to greater joy, from good to greater joy. to good to greater good. Each one here is a divine masterpiece. And all that is desired, all that is hoped, is given to each one. Each one has life and love and joy in their life. And this is unfolding in greater ways in each one's life, right here and right now. Each one is manifesting in this beautiful life more and more joy. And I am so grateful that this is the truth. I am so grateful for the joy in each one's life. And I release this word to the God's divine law, knowing it is already done. And so it is. So it is.
This month is the anniversary of the passing of George Harrison and John Lennon. So I'm going to do a couple of their songs today. Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. My Lord, please take hold of my hand, that I might understand you. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me peace on earth, give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Try to touch and reach you with heart and soul. My Lord, won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me peace on earth, give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Try to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Reverend Karen.
All right, so, well, once again, I love the way we all concoct our contribution in the morning, because everything that has been sung and said and spiritual practice is all a part of our next practice from the Worthy Project, written by Meadow DeVore. And so this is our last Sunday on this particular book. Ideally, whether we practiced any of the homework assignments or not, these ideas that have been mentioned have been germinating, and you may have noticed in your life maybe one rises up here and there throughout your life, or you just get that thought: am I overgiving, or am I rejecting my good? And so hopefully each one of us has accepted and claimed an expansion of our worth, our self-worth. We're claiming more of our self-worth. one way or the other, or we're stopping some habits that cause us to feel diminished, and maybe we've added some habits that cause us to feel equal to the good that we are. And if you haven't, we have only to go but upward. So, our topic and our habit today is called allowing and owning. And believe it or not, everything that Regina and Stephanie was saying, and even the songs that Reverend Rich was singing, I kept hearing as an acceptance and an expansion of good, of accepting the good that we are. And Meadow DeVore says about this chapter is not about thinking that you deserve more than others. It's about believing that we all equally deserve more than we can even imagine. So we're not even expected to be limited to what we believe we can deserve. And in one of our earlier talks, one of her earlier chapters, she talks about getting yourself up to that I deserve, I earn and I deserve, I am equal to the effort that I give out and that which I receive. But in this chapter, she's saying, now what we want to do is accept the bonus good. And she talks a little bit in this chapter about life not being fair. And that each one of us receives bonus blessings, and we know it and we're aware of it, but we're also aware other people didn't get them. And what she wants to point out to us is that that's the way life is. Each one of us gets bonus blessings that other people don't get. And there's nothing we can do to even it out. But what she says we tend to do is we create contrived guilt to even it out. So we make up some sort of debt, contrived debt she calls it, to kind of even it out. So if you think you don't do this, then what I invite you to do is consider the last compliment you received. And how did you respond to it? Now, you know you may need to be paying attention to this particular quality here, this particular habit, if what you did was push the compliment away. Like if someone were to say, oh, I love that dress, which you have said from time to time about this particular dress, I have learned to say, why, thank you, and shut my mouth after it, right? But what I used to do before I got to that high elevated level of consciousness, right, was go, oh, this old thing, I got this years ago. I just had it in the back of my closet. And I'm like yakking. And the other person says, like, I could care less. I just said I liked it, all right? But I didn't accept the compliment. I used to just push it right back. No, thank you. No, I don't deserve that compliment. This dress doesn't deserve that compliment. Blah, 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 because. But let's say we've outgrown that. Okay, so now we've all learned, good science of mind people that we are, to say, thank you. And we shut our mouth afterwards. Now, how about this? Contrived debt. Way of pushing it back. What I have learned to do is, and you too have good. Or if someone says, oh, wow, you just have such an inner radiance or something like that. Oh, but, and I'll say, but there's radiance in you. So that is a way also of not fully owning and accepting that compliment, that good. Not owning and accepting it by, oh, well, you too. I mean, sometimes that's there, and but what you want to watch is your overall intention behind and your feelings when you receive it. Do you feel uncomfortable when you receive good that you didn't earn, that you didn't deserve. The definition of grace is unmerited favor. And so this good that we are talking about is all the good that we didn't earn. The gift of life itself. How did we can't earn that. We can never repay God for giving us this gift of life. And yet we might, if we are unable to accept and own our good, we might ruin it for ourselves. Right? And the human race has come up with a whole lot of ideas about what this life is to ruin it. Right? Oh, well, I'm just trying my best. And this life is not about enjoying ourselves here and now, but it's to get some points so we can get into heaven later. That's where we get joy. And if we suffer, we get bonus points. Well, that's definitely a concoction of this contrived debt idea. She says, how many times have you deflected a compliment? Right? Someone tells you that you have a great smile, pretty hair, kind eggs, or whatever, and you just went, no, batting it away. Or maybe you forced out a quick thank you, but it makes you feel all itchy and squirmy until you gush some flattery back. Or maybe you undermine the compliment and say, what, this old thing already said that, right? Or maybe you just go around feeling terribly guilty. Maybe you need to equalize it somehow. We've come up with this great idea of pay it forward, which might be a sneaky way of dealing with this contrived debt. Like you receive some generous good in order for you to accept it. Well, I'll pay it forward then. I'll give some more good there because I just can't accept this good, right? If you're in line at McDonald's or Starbucks, wherever your favorite waiting in line in the car activity is, and every so often the person ahead of you might pay for your, order, and you get there and they're already gone. You can't get them and give it back, right? But then the sense that you owe, right? So you pay for the person behind you, right? Isn't there a place that had like 300 people in a row or something all paid it forward, which is fine. But what you want to be aware of is, are you using that to not fully own your good? And now Stephanie's list, keep that list, my joy list, I called it, because the exercise in this thing was to make another list of all the things, all the good, all the support that you've received that you didn't deserve. And so to just go back and start making a list. Well, this joy list is pretty good because when I wrote my joy list, I wrote a whole lot of free stuff. And every one of them, I didn't earn this good. This is all bonus good. It's all blessings to me. And so what we want to learn how to do is fully take it in. We're talking about expanding our self-worth, and so we see that it really is important to expand our self-worth so that we're able to accept grace. This morning I went to the Wawa to get up a cup of coffee, and there was a gentleman in there who was getting coffee at the same time. And I think he observed that I was in need of some care to avoid some sort of disaster. And so when I got to the line, he's like, no, you go ahead. So I went ahead because I had bottles of water and I had all this stuff, whatever, and money and all these things, whatever. And so I was, of course, will I carry a bag in to handle these things? No, let me, get it all on my stuff with the coffee. And I'm in my little heels, walking around, whatever. And I get to the door. He and I get to the door at the same time. And we're both trying to, it's, two doors. And we're both trying to push a door open. And clearly my door was not opening. I mean, it could open, but for whatever reason, it didn't want to respond to my very gentle nudge while I'm like this. And he's like, look. And he opened his door. Go through, lady. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. And so then there's another outer door, right? So he made sure to hold that door open for me. Go through, honey. And I'm like, thank you so much, thank you so much. You know, I said, obviously you can see I need some help. And he's like, but yes, so he blessed everyone by keeping me, you know, in balance. But that was unmerited favor. I mean, there was no way I could repay him. It's something that I've learned to accept. And I've learned to give to others because I just know how much fun it is. Well, for me to be blessed like that. And so I think I can accept it. And then every once in a while I am in that position and I am guided to bless someone else. But I know not everybody likes that, right? There's some people you hold the door for and they're like, "Argh," whatever, you know, they refuse to go through, you know, like you're trying to open up. And they're like, no, I'm opening it for you. You got to go, right? And that's when we are not accepting our good. I was given this gift of yarn from someone. Beautiful yarn. And they had said on Facebook, I have all this beautiful yarn. I no longer knit. I'm not interested. And I would love to give it to someone who would make use of it. And so would you like it? And I'm like, oh, yes, of course. And so, you know, I forgot about it. But like a month or so later or whatever, I got this beautiful bag of beautiful yarn. And I'm thinking, I have to knit something for her. Now, I'll admit, a bit of that is, you gave me so much good, I have to give some back, right? But if I were clear of that, I know that I might also feel, ooh, wouldn't this be cool to knit something for her out of her yarn, something that she would really love, and, you know, whether she likes it or not or whatever, but wouldn't that be fun? Because I do enjoy knitting gifts for other people, whether they like it or not, or whether they want it or not. Here. You got a little Santa hat. We have a Santa hat in the room here. So what we want to get clear about is where we are at in accepting this abundance of good, because what she points out is, this chapter is about allowing yourself to receive more than you think you deserve when more is given to you. It's about the top end of receiving. The lower end of receiving, she talked about in another chapter, right? Fair compensation, receiving what you rightfully deserve. Remember that lesson? That's the low end of the spectrum, she says. But now, it's open at the top. The top end, she says, the upper limit of this boundary is infinity. So we talk about abundance. We all summer did treatment, right, to increase our monthly income, $500 each month. The top end is infinity. And when I set that intention of receiving $500 each month, increase each month, month after month, some of that money has to start coming by grace. Some of that increase has to come from not what you gave out. Some of it comes from getting a brand new idea and you're guided and another whole flow of income comes. But some of it has just got to come. So abundance of good, when we're talking about abundance, and we like to talk about that a lot, it's more than equal to what we give. It's beyond that. And that's why I like to say it comes from God. Only God gives us an abundance of good. We earn the good that we, put out. Next week I'll probably talk about giving. It's our Giving Sunday here in person. But I'll be talking about giving. We're used to compensatory giving. I do this, I receive that. I went to the Wawa, I paid for my coffee, they gave me coffee. But then, for me, it was gracious giving, gracious receiving in the gentleman that was opening the door for me. he may have been thinking that he was giving charitable giving. Like, this woman needs help, let me give her some help. But I received it as gracious giving. And so what we want to realize is abundance is from that infinite. And so it's always more than we could ever imagine ourselves being equal to. Something more is given to us. And so we have to, what she's pointing out in this chapter is we have to learn to not just accept it, but to really claim it and feel it. And that's Stephanie's practice with this joy thing. She says, my first thing on my list was, right, my cat, playing with my cat. Well, I mean, she just came from, from the divine. I mean, you can get a cat, you just open the door and they'll walk right in, right? I mean, you don't have to pay for a cat. You obviously have to pay for all the highly expensive food that you buy for them that they refuse to eat, and all that sort of stuff. But okay, that's another story. But the thing is that the joy that I get just with my little creature there is infinite. It's absolutely infinite. And so there are so many times when I've been so busy that I don't spend that time to really own that joy with this little creature who's just there waiting. I'm just here for joy. Whenever you're ready. Not ready yet? Okay. That's what she's up to. And so we want to actively practice claiming this greater good, this abundance of good. And what she tells us to do is, she said our little exercise is to make a list. We already did. Use it, why not, right? But you might be able to add to it. She says to make a list. Let me get the good one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, nope, that's that. All right, make a list of everything that you have received that was unexpected, unplanned for. You didn't earn it, you didn't deserve it, it wasn't tit for tat, it was just good that just came to us. And what she says, what you want to do to move into the worthy cycle, right, is give yourself permission to experience what you have been given. It's fully inhabiting your life. It's about allowing kindness in, allowing yourself to be seen, to be held, to be loved and cared for. This means that you take what you've been given and smile at the heavens and say thank you. It means that you take ownership of your life, your time, your energy, your infinite worth, and you drink it all in. So the list, she says, ways you've been supported, experiences that have been provided to you, gifts you've been given, and good fortune that you did not earn and you could never earn. And then from a place of humility, take full ownership of these gifts. She says it's more than gratitude. Gratitude, she says, is a beautiful quality about being appreciative and thankful, a necessary component. So yeah, so we want to feel gratitude, but she wants us to do more in owning and allowing. It's something more that we do. She says it's about laying claim, possessing, having, and holding as your own. Opening your arms, right, and your heart to, right, giving yourself the time, the space to be present and to own it without contriving a way to pay back the debt, without adding a repayment in your heart. And so she said that you might feel uncomfortable, but she wants us to get used to it and get beyond it. And so what she recommends that we do when we recognize one of these acts of grace, is to say to yourself, I am worthy of this. I have always been worthy of this. I am worthy of this. I have always been worthy of this. It's to build our self-worth. So she says, when you have one of those moments or you take something on your list, number one, be grateful for it, right? And then allow yourself to completely own the good, the kindness, the blessing. And then acknowledge that you are worthy of it. So I never do that little piece, never crossed my mind, right? So I've been enjoying this morning. I didn't have time to, my cat and I, we have a little routine. But during non-Sundays, the final bit of the morning routine is she goes back upstairs on the bed. It's now made, right? She's on that bed. And I'll go up there and lay down next to her. And immediately she starts purring and purring because she knows I'm not going to fall asleep, that I'm just going to be there in her face, and petting her and giving her little treats. And then, I might get, too excited and start grabbing her and hugging her, and she hates that. But, it's the risk she has to take. But fully owning and enjoying this moment. And I didn't have time to do that this morning. I was like, and I felt guilty, which is not what this is about. I felt guilty. I didn't have this moment like I owed it to her. It's about me. It's my moment. And I didn't give it to myself because I didn't plan my time very well. And I got these things to do and I'm not going to have time later, blah, 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 blah. Tomorrow morning, all right, whatever. I mean, come on. Grace is grace. This little creature was given to me for my enjoyment, not all this angst and unworthy thoughts and feelings going on with me. Right? It's to enjoy. Our gift of life is here for us to enjoy. People wonder, what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to enjoy yourself. People don't like that answer. Oh, no, right? Even this gift of life, they can't enjoy until, right? You know if it's you, till you find your purpose in life. How many of us, right, refuse to enjoy our lives until we found our divine purpose? So we go around to all these workshops and everything, doing all these exercises to find what will fulfill my heart. What brings me joy? I have to find it. Look at your list. Right? It's right there. It's in the abundance of good. It's there for us to enjoy. Now maybe your idealized self doesn't think that's good enough. Right? You got to be here to contribute to the world. You need to have a life that matters to everyone else. Right? You need to leave a legacy, right? That other people will benefit from your having been here after you're gone. Another one of those, heaven is the goal kind of things. But no, our purpose is here now, to fully live the life we've been given, and as was mentioned, which includes joy. You see, Thomas Trower's Qualities of Spirit, and I believe we have someone in the room who has memorized his rationale for each of these 7 qualities. Whew! Not quite. She's working on it, but that's a job, because really to have to reason through it, right? But those qualities are life, appreciate the life, right? Life, love, light, seeing the good that can be created, because power. We have that power to create that which we see in our consciousness, in our ideas, and realizing that we have the power to satisfy that desire, that of fulfillment that we see, we know peace. And because we are that peace and demonstrating that peace, it is beauty. All we see is beauty. And then I always throw in harmony, because he's got that quality elsewhere and he kind of leaves that out his list. But peace and balance absolutely expresses as harmony. It's a divine quality. And then the last one, joy. Joy comes What he says is spirit recognizes that it's the cause of its own creation. This is joy. It can only be joy. And so that's us, active in us, so that yes, joy is the quality of recognizing the good that has been created for us, or through us, or in us, or as us, but recognizing it, owning it, allowing it, being it, fully in it, fully enjoying it. Right? I mean, years ago, I remember I moved into this teeny weeny little apartment in Manhattan, and at that time, I think I had, I think I had 52 place settings of dishes that I had accumulated. And so I'm in this teeny apartment in Manhattan, and I'm like, well, number one, I never cook. Number two, I never have anyone over. So what do I do with 52 place settings of dishes? For who? What is? And they were, different patterns and all this sort of stuff. And so I thought, okay, we have to release some of this. So what should I keep? Back then, I decided to keep the china and the crystal, the very best. And so to this day, I have 4 place settings of china. All the rest given away. And my cat drinks out of crystal and eats out of one of the, beautiful Lenox plates that I have, whatever. And I have more than enough. And because I'm drinking with crystal, and back then, dishwashers couldn't handle this sort of stuff, so I had to wash everything by hand. And the joy of washing Lenox and Waterford by hand and letting it dry still is with me if I give myself the time to enjoy it. If I'm in a rush or whatever, but if I give myself the time, every single time I wash one of these plates, one of these glasses, I'm just, wow, how beautiful. Because it feels so nice. Maybe all dishes feel that nice, I don't know, but these really feel nice. And 30, 40 years? I mean, one of the Waterford crystals broke from, the cat's stuff, I guess, whatever. But I have 30 more crystal things. I mean, I have a whole, you can't use them up, right? Can't use it. And then people have given me even more beautiful things, little sets, whatever. And, I haven't used them. How much good have you received that you haven't used, enjoyed, brought right into your life? This is what our lesson is today. Our final lesson in the Worthy Project is to recognize the excess good, the abundance of good that we receive, and to use it, make it a part of our lives, own it, enjoy it. Let yourself be complimented about it and say, yes, thank you. And to notice, let's just notice this week if we have that urge to pay back in some way. Let me knit you a coat, something like that. And then just be aware of it. But then the practice, right, when we're fully aware, fully receive, fully accept, to say, claim to it, I am worthy of this. I have always been worthy of this. It's a good way to end our series here. Learn your value, own it, and celebrate it. Those three little. Learn your value, own it, celebrate it. So that's something that we can learn and practice. She has taught us how, and now it's up for us to take it and grow into it. So having said all that, let's move forward. Reverend Rich is ready to play something. So, take us away.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religions too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possession. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. No folk with empty hands. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
So, thank you, Deja. She has posted a connection to our website, cslprinceton.org, if you would like to make a treatment request or if you'd like to make a contribution to our center to keep it running. We appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, next Sunday, Giving Sunday, here in person, a great opportunity to practice receiving by being here and receiving the good that's here and the fellowship and this community of people and all the surprises that our little gang has planned for you. So you're all welcome to come. So it's up to you to show up and receive and accept that good. And then I will be also giving a talk about giving, which I've already mentioned a little bit. So that's next Sunday. We have lots of interest, our usual wonderful things ahead of us for the rest of this month going into the new year. So, stay tuned for all of that sort of stuff. And let me do a closing treatment right now for each one of us. So this word is being spoken for each one. There is only one life, and that life is a great and glorious life. It is a great and glorious life that has been given to each one. And each one is now expanded to accept the gift of a great and glorious life. The gift of life has been given with all of its infinite bounty and goodness. All has been given. Each one is now expanded in capacity, in ability to recognize the gift, to accept it, to own it, to use it, to value, appreciate, and enjoy it. and to express from that gift all that this life is. Each one has been given the right and the pleasure of feeling joy. And so this is the truth. I am grateful that this is the truth. Yes, thank you, law. Thank you, God, for making that the truth. We accept it and we agree together by saying, and so it is. That's the way it is. Take us away.
You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Beautiful. All right. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Tina. All the wonderful things that people said. Oh, hello, Joaquina. She likes the relationship between the individual and the universal. So whoever was said that, we know who it was. Regina. Da-da-da-da. There she is. And Robert, hello to you too. Okay, so Pauline. Oh, good morning. Good to see you here too. I think I got everybody else. Yep. All right, so next Sunday I'll be giving a little virtual talk, and we'll be back together in person in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.